All right, so we're gonna play a 10-minute rapid game. Um, and I've dropped a little bit since the last video. So I always start with e4. Against the French, I like to play the advanced variation. Um, I play the French, so I know that this tends to be an annoying move. This um, ultimately, this is trying to win the pawn. I'm not familiar with the variation where you unpin the knight immediately. Um, but it makes sense. I think I'm going to um, go pin, go for this bishop move anyway. Um, just looking to castle here, um, and ultimately this is kind of so I'm looking at this position here. My king is exposed to this diagonal, um, and their king is not. But so now they're going to attack this pawn with this knight, um, but they don't have anything to support that attack with. That it is an idea of the French, but usually it's earlier. We've already done some exchanges, so I think I can comfortably reroute my knight. I don't want to block this bishop though, so let's um, put some pressure. If they try and win this, it's not going to do anything for them, and I did give them some time to develop. Um, and if they took first, um, ultimately I would lose a knight because that knight would be undefended. Um, so now this is ultimately about trying to prevent castling, um, if I can, because I mean I think he's probably just going to castle next move, but I'm enjoying a pretty comfortable space advantage here. Um, and now it's kind of about leveraging that. Um, so I'm going to try and get my knight in here, maybe more so here. Um, and this is his most active, or their most active piece. Um, so at the very least, um, so they're attacking this pawn, and they're kind of forking the pawns. Um, so I think there's an idea of just defending the pawns. Um, so they win a center pawn, and now my queen is kind of responsible for defending the re-pawns, which is not really a place that I want to be in. Um, so I think we should activate the rook. Um, looking to just kind of control some space in the center. Um, so just take another center file. Ultimately, all of these pawns are defended by the queen. Once once they activate their, that seems like a bad move. Because now I can just put my rook here and threaten this pawn. Um, and there's nothing they can really do about this rook. I mean, I have two spaces. Um, and now this queen kind of can't move backwards. I guess it can move here. And maybe they're trying to push this pawn. Um, okay, so they defend the one pawn. And So I do have to be aware of, I think now I start trying to march my pawns down the board. Um, Gotta be careful because of this queen. I think there's ideas of this. Um, so I'm gonna have to be careful. I mean, they can't quite do that because my pawn's defending that, and my rook is defending the queening square. I think now they're just. So I am opening up this diagonal, but there's no way for the queen to kind of get to it right now. Um, that's the only check they really have. They have this. This would lose a queen. Um, and so, and, they have two pawns that they can kind of put that are um, interesting. So they're gonna just try and push this pawn down the board. Um, Now, there's a weakness here. Um, and I think if I push my pawns, um, this might be a weakness. The issue with this is the second I move my queen, you know, these two pawns are under attack. This pawn is now fine. It's got a pawn chain behind it. I think pushing this pawn right now is a little bit of a mistake. Um, I think this is the threat that I'm going to try and create. And I'm not entirely. Oh, they're trying to take this pawn here. Um, let's do this. They want to pin my queen, they can, but it's not going to do anything. I also have ideas of this. That doesn't really. Then I just lose a pawn. The other issue with this is they can just play this. I can then just take the pawn, but it does slow down my attack considerably. Um, so let's see. If I go here, they go here, takes. Um, let's see how this goes. They're gonna have to defend against that at the very least. Um, Another idea would be this, but that doesn't work. Can't take this. Can take that. Um, I guess they can take this with check, but I can just kind of march my king to safety here. This rook is under attack. I have to be careful. I didn't see that before. But it's not going to matter right now unless they play. Um, this might be a move, reinforcing the rook. Because if I go here, um, so that's another idea. But I think I can just then do this, threatening the same thing. And they can't kick my queen because of this. I mean, I guess they could play this. Um, at which point I'm gonna have to be very careful. Actually, let's see if this takes check. That's an interesting move. It's an interesting move indeed. And I can still set up this. Like now, I can't set up this attack because I don't have two rooks. Um, let's see. What do I want? I don't have much of a choice here. I can't let them promote. I am covering the queening square, and I can also pin this pawn. Um, so and I have my own pawn that I can march. They are. It is kind of covered. I don't think. I don't know if they see that threat. Um, I can also. I could also trade queens here. I don't think that's a good idea. Um, I could lose a pawn. I could do this pawn break here. This just loses this pawn. This would just lose this pawn. So let's just reroute my king. Because they can, if they lose a queen, I just win a rook. Or wait, let's think about this for a second. Queen, I just win a pawn. Sorry, a promoted pawn. But they have to do something about this queen, and I can't really move this queen quite yet. Um, now would be a good time for this. Um, because I can't take this pawn, or else I run the risk of losing this protection of the queening square. Um, so they break the pin, but they also stop protecting my pawn. Um, so this is going to be close. So if this takes this, wait, let's think about this. This takes this queens takes blocks, or queens takes. I think this it's a bit of a desperation move, but that's a good move.